A quiet seaside, an old house that's been preserved, and those unremarkable little corners. Stories about them have always been circulating. Are those stories really just coincidences, or are these places actually haunted? Hello everyone. 好，欢迎来到 SG Most Haunted. So today we're here in Pyongyang. Many viewers have said that there are a lot of places in Pyongyang. It's pretty scary, pretty haunted, so I'm curious, why is one of them Block 265B? I'm here and I only see public housing blocks, nothing much else, so I guess I have to look around. Why does everyone say this place is haunted? This looks like there's something here. Everyone, take a look. I don't know what's inside. Maybe we can go in from over there and take another look. Yeah. We came here, right? It feels a bit eerie. It feels like it's here. Before coming here, I already Googled this place, so I actually knew it's called Tudor House. It's here in Punggol, so this is actually a very famous haunted house. I heard it was in the past, right? This whole area is in Punggol, right? This whole area was actually just flat land, and only this bungalow was here. So this is a house with a long history, and that has been through a lot. This house was built in the early 1900s. Originally, it was an estate bungalow built by a European plantation owner when he was running a plantation in the Punggol area. Later, the manor changed hands many times and the house was gradually abandoned. As time passed, this lonely bungalow began to be surrounded by various ghost stories and supernatural rumors in the area. This old house has been restored and has become the clubhouse of a nearby private apartment complex. I feel like I'm secretly watching a girl take a shower. It's so luxurious. I want to live in a place like this too. So just now when I was downstairs, I felt like mine, was really small, so just now mine. The view wasn't good enough, so if I climb up here, I'll be able to see it. This material house is a bit clearer. One of the most famous rumors about this house is during development, this old house was actually once included in the demolition plan. But it's said that when the construction team was about to start work, the process was unusually difficult. Some said the machines kept breaking down, and others said there were constant minor accidents at the site. Over time, rumors started to spread among the workers. In short, it seemed like this house just couldn't be touched. Honestly, it's possible. It was scarier before when this was just an open field with only this bungalow here. But now, if you look in all directions, there are public housing everywhere and it's full of people. But if our audience, you guys, if you live here, right, and you have some ghost stories, or maybe sometimes you might come here to swim, because just now I saw a few kids holding what looked like swimming gear, running in to swim, swimming in the middle of the night. It's not good for your health. And also, but if you have any ghost stories, please post them in the comments and let us know. So now we are at Lorong Halus. Lorong Halus is just opposite Punggol. And then this road, right? Actually, it's very common for delivery people to use this road. And then actually we have an audience member, we asked him and he shared his story with us. This story is about a food delivery person who one night passed by here and needed to use the restroom. He walked in and closed the door. Just then he heard some noise outside. He thought to himself, maybe someone else came to use the restroom too. Then he noticed a little bit of water seeping in through the gap under the door. He didn't think much of it, maybe someone was just washing their hands. But strangely, he didn't hear the sound of the faucet being turned on at all. He bent down and looked through the gap under the door. There was a pair of feet standing right outside, very close, not moving at all. He stayed quiet, thinking maybe it was just a drunk person messing around, but the water kept flowing, running onto his feet. He knocked on the door and asked, "Is anyone there?" There was no response, and those feet didn't move either. A few seconds later, he smelled something. It was like stagnant water in a ditch, both fishy and foul. He opened the door. There was no one in the restroom, and the floor was dry. He didn't think much about it. He ran out, got on his bicycle, and rode away. But that night, his bicycle felt especially heavy. It felt like something was pulling him from behind. So it's really here, right? Compared to the places we just visited, this place really feels different, and you can look behind you. This is the restroom from that story. Now let's see if this restroom is really as scary as they say. Sorry, it's the men's and women's restrooms. And there's also the accessible restroom. I don't need to explain too much about what the accessible restroom is for. Okay, the restroom isn't exactly small, but it's inside this door. When he's using the restroom, it's not possible for water to drip here or for him to wash his hands and get water here. It smells really bad, let's go out. But when you ask me if I felt anything scary while I was in this restroom, I didn't. It's just a simple restroom, but I can understand that if you're delivering food in the middle of the night, you might get startled or be affected by the environment here and feel uneasy because there could be some dirty things around. Now we've arrived at the legendary YP bridge, which you thought was the Red Bridge, so here we are at this Red Bridge. This is a very famous haunted spot in Punggol. A lot of people, when they were kids in primary or secondary school, would hear stories about this Red Bridge being haunted. So why is this place haunted? You can see how dark it is here. Honestly, when you look at it, it really gives you a scary feeling, like it's very dim. I don't know what monsters, demons, snakes, or wolves could be inside, and I don't dare find out. So what's special about this Red Bridge? I think people who love fishing will come here to fish, even though it's illegal to fish here, but I also don't know what's so scary about it. The existence of spirits must mean there are dead people, ghosts, and so on. Maybe someone jumped off a building or into the river here. Yeah, I think it's possible. Okay, very good. One question. Why do I feel like there's a reason? Why do they want to paint this bridge red to make it red? Such a scary red, like the red when someone dies. So what about this question? Actually, red, among us Chinese, red represents something very prosperous, right? It's a symbol of good fortune. And then I believe that in the past they wanted to connect that part with this part, hoping for some good luck. So maybe that's why it's red, but later on red also became similar to shoes and other things. So maybe people would get confused. That's just my own thought, my honest opinion. Just send an email directly to the government and ask them. I don't know. So behind me is Punggol Beach. It's one of the most famous haunted places in Singapore's history. In the past, many Japanese soldiers killed a lot of our Chinese compatriots here during the war. Back then, those who were brought here were often screened and identified. Once they were suspected, they never had a chance to leave. The beach was not only an execution site, but also the place where many people spent their final moments. Many years have passed, and although this coastline appears calm, it still carries memories that are hard to erase. In the past, some people suffered harm when they passed by this seaside. Records show that there were 400 victims at sea at Punggol Beach. They were killed and even abandoned. In 1997, people could still find remains on the beach or in the nearby forest. Someone was in the sea not knowing what they were catching. When it came to sentencing, you wanted to ask us to ask someone about it. Hello. Sorry, are you catching mosquitoes? Something? They didn't respond to me. Oh, 原来. They set up nets, and then they were collecting their seafood. Actually, by the seaside, that's how they set up the nets. As far as I remember, it's allowed. It's just that in our freshwater areas, like rivers and such, it's not allowed. But in the sea, it's okay to do it this way. But the bad thing is, he was rude, he didn't respond. Be a bit more humble as a person. I'm just chatting. I think a lot of the audience doesn't really understand. Many people have died here before, but you need to understand, but you need this. In history, from when that incident happened until now, it's been many years, and these things have become commonplace. You see us living and coexisting in the same place. If you didn't do anything, if you didn't provoke them, there's no need to be afraid of them. They stay out of each other's way, you know? So, based on the spirits, ghosts, and demons I've known and seen, some of those demons, ghosts, and spirits just stay in their own places, practicing on their own, living their lives happily. So there's no need for you to be afraid. That's how I feel about this place too. There's no need to be scared. So, that's the end of this episode. We're now on Opongo Road. If you want to ask me what I really think, whether Opongo Road or Piongo is scary, I would tell you it's not as scary as we imagine because, well, so many years have already passed.
已经发展到很多政府主屋在这里了。
So I don't think it's that scary. If there's anywhere you want us to explore, please leave it in the comments. See you in the next episode. Bye bye.